Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Ruby and this video is for assignment purposes for the unit Web Media at Curtin, Mauritius, entitled Reflective Web Media Creation, and my theme is photography. My title is A Photography Through History, a Story of Digitization and Convergence. First thing first, what is photography? Photography is quite simply the process of capturing light with a camera to create an image. It is a way to document meaningful moments in life, memories stored indefinitely in a picture which you can look back at easily any time. But the essence of photography is to treasure moments and share them with the world. Quite simple, but the action itself is capable of changing people's perception. Here are 3 examples of photography. We do have landscape photography, macro photography, and event photography. But for us to understand the timeline and the evolution of photography across history, we must firstly understand what is digitization. Digitization is the conversion of pictures, text, or sounds into digital formats, which can be processed by a computer. Subsequently, we must understand what is convergence according to Jenkins. Convergence is a two-way street where both media companies are looking to push content across the media platforms for added revenue, while the consumer are learning how to make media and become more active participants, shifting the control of the flow of media. Hence, we can have a look at the timeline of photography and how it went from the big black box as we know it to digital format. So it all started in the 15th century with the camera obscura and succeeded in 1820 and 1839 with the daguerreotype camera, which was invented by Louis Daguerre and Joseph Niepce. And in 1891, Gabriel Lippmann announced to the Academy of Science that he was able to create a fixed color photograph. Here we must have in mind that all the photography that was taken were only black and white, and it's only around 1861 that Maxwell tried to create a colored photograph with only red, green, and yellow, but it's only in 1891 that Gabriel Lippmann came up to fix these colors into photography. And then we have Kodak, which sold his first commercial camera called Brownie. And in 1935, color photos known as Kodachrome were created. And in 1947, we've seen the advent of Polaroid with instant image development, and Steven Sansom invented the first digital camera between the 1973 to 1978. Later on, Fujifilm produced their first disposable camera in 1986, which was quite trendy and fancy for that period of time, because we must know that cameras were quite expensive, and this disposable camera was a cheaper one where you could snap your photos, develop it, and throw away the camera later on. This was really a thing during this period of time. And in 1991, Kodak patents eCam, the first digital camera, and around the 2000, the first camera phone were created. And around 2016, we end up, I must say, with drone photography, GoPro, and the latest digital camera available on the photography market and worldwide. So what we must retain, here are the 3 examples, historic photography that has been recorded. So the first one is a view from the window in 1826 with the camera obscura. It was the first picture ever taken. And then we have view from Boulevard du Temple in 1836 with a daguerreotype camera. And Tartar Ribbon in 1861 was done by Maxwell with the first single lens reflex camera. This one is a really important picture because in history, Maxwell is the first one who managed to create colors and put it together on a photograph using red, yellow, and green. And this is the outcome of the picture. But then again, there has been a digital shift of photography. And here are the reasons, basically, what happened. So we have had the old photography with new added technologies, and all this coming together with digitization and convergence give rise to photography as we know it today in the contemporary age. So the pros of digitization is that there is a preservation of photos. Previously it was printed on paper, on plates, or even on film bands. So nowadays you can easily store, record all your pictures on a digital interface, desktop or even smartphones. There is an easy way of sharing photographs and content through social media platforms. So you can click a picture and then you can instantly share it on all your social media platforms. There is an easy manipulation of photos. So you can easily add filters, edit, Photoshop all your photographs and store it as well, or even share it with your family and friends. All this combining together in created this digital shift from what we knew, the basic black and white photography on paper, to what we know of photograph we have on the internet. And this gave rise to convergence culture and participatory culture online as well as offline. But a closer look will be given to selfie. So what is selfie? Selfie is a photograph taken that one has been taken by oneself, right? And it has the power to freeze time, preserving a memory or a feeling on spot. So what we must retain is that selfie are often seen as a representation of narcissistic stereotype of the millennial generation, or even as an indicator of low self-esteem, social dependence, or attention-seeking behavior. However, in the context of digital age, in which young people are immense in technology and connecting with one another via texting or social media platforms, the selfie is perhaps not always negative. As a way to connect, selfies are often used to share important experiences and to express feeling at a particular time. It is not new phenomenon for people to use photograph to document experiences or events. However, with smartphone capabilities, it is now possible to capture a moment spontaneously and to express mood without having to wave down a passerby to take a photo. These expressive images can immediately be shared with social circles on social media. A selfie can be more intimate than a stage photograph because it captures a moment in time that is meant to be shared with others. Many people try to develop their sense of identity, experimenting with different looks and experiences and deciding how they feel while sharing their socials with their social circles. Selfie can be an important part of development within the digital age. But then again, what is the hype about selfie and how does it relate to our history on photography? Well, selfie has gained immense popularity worldwide due to the modern convenience. On the one hand, an image attests to belief and a moment to be experienced. This has always been the case with photography. Publishing the photograph online adds an additional element of attesting to the present moment, no longer simply viewed but also experienced physically. Now, during a trip, the historical monument is no longer enough. The outstretched arm or the selfie pose add a face to the scenery. By showing their presence, users attest to their existence. Being visible on the web is a proof of life. On the other hand, publishing an image intent for others to see means also waiting for a visible reaction by receiving likes and comments, action perceived as reward that stroke the ego. the need for recognition or popularity validated by an internet community. Somehow, selfies are purposeful and offer cultural reflection and interpretation, while the easy explanation is that selfie exists as emblem of narcissistic contemporary culture. A deeper reading of selfie instead provides insight into the relationship between technology, the self, materiality, and networks. Selfie exists in a unique moment in a human technological history, one that invites consideration of the multiple worlds that individuals inhabit, the nexus of the intimate self, public spaces, locative technology, and digital social networks. So, facing our devices, we not only photograph ourselves, we capture a contextualizing affective moment through our trust in technology. The insertion of body and machine, of analog and digital, enable users to generate new perception of both the self and the device. So selfie across digitization became a new form of communication. It is the photo which speaks louder than words. More than just pictures, it underscores the relationship between the body and digital technology through the relational corporal composition with the device and through the network spaces selfie are destined to travel in. As we click the photo button and upload, we express a desire to be recognized as this material moment, composed in digitally, understood through our smartphone, and understood as a member of a network community. The smartphone links these multiple worlds, instantly collapsing the digital and analog, virtual and material. So here are different kind of selfie. You have the sad and depressed selfie, the makeup selfie, and the group selfie. So to sum up, photography is an ongoing art phenomenon. It has shifted from what it used to be, from the black and white obscura or daguerreotype camera, and now it is photography at hand with the use of webcams, of smartphones, or even digital cameras. And this phenomenon will keep on evolving, will keep on shifting digitally as well. It not only captures but displays a form of self identity which is easily recognized online and offline. The media landscape and photography is the new visual culture. There has the online spaces are gradually influencing the offline world, and similarly, the offline world, while sharing photography, is influencing the online spaces. So, there is a new visual culture taking place, a new mean of communication, of sharing, and seeking validation because opinions are being shared and feedbacks are being collected. This gave us a conclusion that photography is linking the offline world to the online spaces and vice versa. So, photography is something that is actually building community as well as evolving, not only right now, but will keep on doing so for the next 10 years as well. So this is the whole story of photography and where we are at the moment in the contemporary age. And thanks to digitization and convergence that we know and we have this kind of history to take part of and narrate about it. And the next, we do have the references used for the speech narrative. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like, share, and comment.